Welcome back to the CATIA Construction YouTube channel. My name is Jonathan Asher. I'm here to show you what's new from CATIA for the construction industry on the 3D Experience platform in the 20X release that came out this past year. First, I'll start by saying that back in February, we released a more detailed view of this presentation and posted it to the public swim community. So for any of you that would like additional details on this presentation, please go to the public swim. You can see the link there posted on top, or just search Jonathan Asher in the public swim and you'll find this post. So I'll start by giving a brief overview of the CATIA portfolio for CCT and 20X. This hasn't changed since the previous release. We still have the 3D Innovator, 3D Generative Innovator packaged together into a special offer that's available to CCT customers. That's cloud only, and that includes both X Design and X Generative Design. On the design side, we also have the Concept Building Designer, and then on the engineering side, the more detailed design-oriented roles, we have the Architectural Detail Designer, Building Structures Designer, 3D MEP Designer, Building and Civil Coordinator, and then the Civil Engineer, which covers both the design and the engineering aspects of a large civil or infrastructure project. An overview of the roles then in context. And don't forget, if you'd like more information about any one of these specific roles, check out the video we posted a year ago. The link's up there on the right-hand side. I'll start though by giving a brief introduction or a brief overview of what's changed for IFC and 20X, because there's been quite a bit of enhancements on this front to enable collaboration and coordination with external stakeholders that aren't working on the platform. The biggest improvement in 20X comes with IFC filtering. Now when you import an IFC model, you're able to filter through the IFC structure and decide how you want to import the different objects within that model. And you can, when you're importing for coordination, you're going to import a CGR model. If you're importing for construction, you're going to import a full PLM model with assemblies and PLM objects. There's additional types that are supported with IFC, including tubing and HVAC in 20X. So that's a major enhancement. Now, Civil Engineer. New to Civil Engineer in 20X, there's been enhancements to subgrade design. Subgrade design that come from templates. These are templates that are loaded into the database and then accessed through this dialog box, where the parameters that drive the template are exposed in the dialog box and can be manipulated. So here you see with the Earthworks design, those templates can have variable dimensions, and they in one shot can do the Earthworks modifications or Earthworks excavations or filling in the same operation. The variable Earthworks aspect here is when you load the section templates into your model. Here you see the dialog box. You have access to all of those different parameters. You change the parameters, and then they will update on the fly and interpolate between the sections. And then when you do the cut and fill in one shot, you see here where what's being cut, what's being filled, and the modifications are applied to the terrain automatically. So that's a great enhancement to road and rail design in 20X. Coming in 21X or 20X FD01, there's also enhancements to alignment design to allow for road widening and narrowing, and that information is included on the alignment directly. So when you create the road surface, the width of the surface is going to come directly from the information that's defined when designing the alignment. Also in 20X FD01 are the ability to do excavations using UDFs or templates from the database. What's new in building structures 20X? This was a big release for building structures in 20X. All of the cast members have become GSM features, meaning there's no longer a Booleaning or merging together when you create these members. that improves the usability of them, and now the cross highlight works, and there's been massive improvements on performance. On the extruded sections, the steel members now have real profiles. Before they didn't have any of these chamfers or variable thicknesses on the flanges or webs. That's been improved to have real life sections in 20x. And what's more, there is a brand new tab in building structures that's specifically for steel detailing. And now very quickly, I'm going to run through a number of the new steel detailing features. So first, coping. Coping is when you start to section out, or you start to modify the end cuts of beams or columns. So here, with this coping feature, you select a host member and you select a cutting member, and then you'll get this reshaping of either a column or of a beam, depending on the profile of the member onto which it is being attached. We've also added clip angles. So there's two different types of clip angles in 20x. There is the extruded clip angle, which you see on the left, and then there's the bent plate that you see on the right. The nice thing about the bent plate is that it can take any number, any type of angle between two members, and it will adapt. There is the member-driven plate in 20x, meaning this plate is attached to a member and it will move with that member. If the member size changes, it will move and adapt to that member regardless of its size or position. These member plates can come in different shapes. There's rectangles, squares, rounds, triangles, or can be based on a sketch. They can be chamfered as well and can become gusset plates. They can act as base plates. And here we see it with chamfered edges as well. There's a stiffener plate in 20x. That stiffener plate is going to be positioned between the flanges and webs of members. And you can pattern these stiffener plates. And the patterning works much like the other patterning tools in building structures for bracing members. There's a new hole feature where you can do different size, shapes, or profiles. You can pattern them with different types of patterns, circular or staggered. And you can control for the flange or the web. A member-driven sketch takes a sketch as an member-driven sketch plate takes a sketch, and you can split these members. And here we see that in action, how the coping tool is going to trim a member. You can add plates to this, and what's beautiful is once you've defined this connection and added all of your members, you can then create a power copy from this and instantiate that power copy to anywhere in your model where you have that same condition, that same structural condition. Finally, with building space planning, there have been enhancements to the variable curtain wall feature. Now you can do diagonals and both right. Now you can do diagonals and you can toggle the action or the activity of the verticals, horizontals, or any of the diagonals. There have been enhancements to the grid label feature to speed up the creation of these grid labels. There's additional building components. There's escalators, moving walkways, and elevator doors in 20x. As well in FD01, there have been a number of positioning enhancements to take in sill heights or sill heights. There's a lot of information on this slide. I'll let you pause it and read if you'd like to learn more. You can also now instantiate components through the search command, which is a big enhancement. Panel wall, you can now create panel walls on surfaces. You don't need to create these on just a building massing. And similar to the positioning or the instantiating of components, you can now do that through the search command as well, similar to components. And finally, a very long awaited feature in 20x are handrails. So with 20x FD01, we've released a handrail feature that can go on ramps or stairs. With that, thank you very much. I hope you learned a lot. Again, if you have any questions, go to the swim community and you can see the full 45-minute webinar on what's new in 20x. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to post below.